we've mentioned, discussed, worked on that health is the new wealth.
Yes.
Let's talk about the work that you're doing in health that we've done together and that you're doing elsewhere.
I'm,
You want to talk about Fountain first or Life Force?
Sure.
Yeah.
So we wrote a book together. It was initiated because I'm pretty crazy and I have a pretty nuts schedule, and I'm usually on stage, not sitting like this, but we're 12 hours a day, 13 hours a day with people that wouldn't sit for a 3-hour movie that somebody spent $300 million on. You got to keep people engaged. And I got a stadium full of people, and I got to do that for 4 or 5, 6 days in a row. So I've learned those skills. Now we're doing those when COVID came. I had to adapt. If you can imagine, I'm used to stadiums, and all of a sudden, Governor of California calls up and says, you can put 100 people in that stadium. It's like, that's not going to work real well, right? And so I was like, let's go to Vegas. We'll go to Vegas. That's what we'll do. And they never shut down Vegas. 10 days outside of the event in Vegas, they shut down Vegas. Then I was like, okay, we'll go to Texas. Anybody here from Texas? Yeah. Texas is its own country, right? You guys like, we do what the hell we want. I talked to the governor. We're never shutting down, he tells me. I'm going to rent my buddy's church, 15,000 people. 9 days before we go down, they shut down Texas, right? So I was like, we'll do this in movie theaters, right? We're going to find this in movie theaters. And so sure enough, I'm going to do 1,500 movie theaters, 10 people each. They'll at least have big sound, and the movie theater shut down. So I looked around and said, I can't do one of these little webinars on a little 52-inch screen when I'm used to a stadium. And so I built a stadium. I built a building with 50-foot-high ceilings, put 20-foot-high LED screens, 50 feet around. I went to Eric Yuan, who's a friend from Zoom, and said, you got to give me 25,000 people instead of 1,000. We built software so you could shake it. And now I did a program in January for 1.5 million people from 195 countries for 6 days. That's how much it's grown, to give you an idea. It's just wild. But I had a group that followed me for 3 years prior to this change in my life, which has given me some more balance, sort of, more overseas. But they measure my body in all these different ways. That's what triggered this book on health. I've always been oriented towards health. I've got to be a peak performer. You have to. And so if you're going to go 12 hours a day, well, they followed me for 3 years. They made me wear this device all day long. It's like a $58,000 device. It measures heart rate variability, everything you can imagine. They come do my blood. They came and did my saliva to find out my hormonal shifts. And they found that I was burning 11,300 calories per day on stage, to give you an idea. I said, that's impossible, but they explained to me that chess players will burn 4,000 not moving. I was burning 3,500 before I got on the stage, just by my focus. And then I found I jumped 1,000 times during the day, because I don't stand on the stage. If this was a real event, I'd be out in the crowd, up in the group, and it's kind of like a living room. I can pretty much hug you guys here. I don't have to do anything. But in order to do that, I'm jumping 1,000 times. Well, I weigh 282 pounds. Every time you jump and come down, it's 4 times your body weight.